Welcome back, and in this video we're going to take a look at creating something that has some arrays, maybe some polylines to show you how to do some kind of really quick trimming, and I'll kind of go into depth with some kind of neat different rotations. So instead of using the regular rotate command, you'll see on this one grips is going to work fine. So enough explaining about it, let's get on. So before really getting started into this one, let's go ahead and do some analyzing of what I'm going to need to do. So first of all, you're looking and you might be going, what angle is these at? Always kind of look at a reference point. So you see that you have a center line running through here, which is giving you your horizontal and vertical. So that tells me that I should probably start with this one or this one. So that's going to be my first thing that I'm going to do. Also, I'm going to make some big concentric circles, right? So I could see that part. Trying to figure out exactly where a lot of this stuff is going to fall, you're going to rely on the geometry. We see that we have a radius of 45 sitting here on all of these arcs that are going around. That arc tells me that, that's going to be one point here, so that'll define that end point. But where do these angles come into play at? Well, the way this is kind of working, and you kind of follow back with your eyes here, and I'm just going the cursor, you're going to see that that angle actually falls with a line here in the center. So that means if I create a line here in the center and then I kind of rotate it, that should give me these endpoints and also these angles on this line. Alright, so let's step over to AutoCAD and start creating. Alright, so quickly in AutoCAD, the first thing I'm going to do is turn off my grid. And then from this point, I'm going to start creating the circles that I'm going to need. So I'm going to create my biggest circle first, which is a diameter of 160. So I'll choose circle, center diameter. I'll click here, and then I'm just going to type in 160. Now that's going to kind of zoom off of your screen, and so if you don't see a circle there, that's okay. I'm just going to click on the zoom extents button here, and now you can see that circle I created. Let's go ahead and create a couple of more circles. So circle, center diameter. I'm going to place this one at this center. So the reason this center is coming up is because one of my running O snaps is turned on and is set to center. So I'm just clicking this fly up here, and you can see that center is the running O snap that I'm using. You can also see some of the other running O snaps that I like to have turned on. Alright, so there's the center of that circle. You have to sometimes come and touch this circle, and then the plus will appear. I'll click on this plus. I always kind of pull out just to give a little preview of that circle. And then I'll type in 66. Let's do this one more time. So circle, center diameter. I'm going to touch that circle, click on the center here, kind of give a little preview of it, and then there's my 50. So now that I have all three of these circles created, let's go ahead and create the ones that's on the outside here. So I'm going to start by creating a line, and I'm going to start at the center here. So once again, I'm touching my circle, I'll left click on the center, and then I need to come out this direction. I'm going to come down into the bottom and turn my ortho on. And then you can see that I'm going to make a straight line coming out. Now, it doesn't matter how long that line is, as long as it's larger than my circle here. So I'm just going to come out about this far. Now, if I use the rotate command, I'll have to do it in 2 steps. But if you use the grips rotate, it's all done in 1 step. What I mean by that is, let's go ahead and select this circle. And I'm going to show you the rotate command. I'll go to rotate. Right now, I have to pick the base point. So I'll click here. Then I have to tell it, hey, what do I want to do? So I'll type in 15, and then it'll create that. And then I would have to come back and go to the rotate command again by selecting this line. Let's go to enter. Click on this endpoint, tell it to make a copy of it, and then make it a negative 30. All right? So that's one way you can do this. A much more quicker way of approaching this, and I'm just going to undo back to when that line was vertical, is using grips. So if I select the line here, I'm going to select the grip, which is here. I'm reading on my command line here. I'll hit the space bar once. I'll hit it again. Now you see the word rotate, and I'm going to create a copy of it. So from this point, I'm just going to type in 15, enter, negative 15, enter, and then I'll hit escape twice. All right, so now you can see that I have created those 2 lines there. All I have to do now is come back and delete that line there. So go ahead and select it and erase it or hit delete on your keyboard. Let's go ahead and place our circle here. We know that it has a radius of 21, but I don't know quite where that circle is going to fall. So the option that I'm going to use is a tangent radius circle. I'm going to pick the tangency, and once again it can be anywhere on this line here, and I can pick anywhere on this line, which is here, and then I'll type in the radius of that circle. In our case, it's going to be 21. Once I hit enter, you will see that it will create that circle where I need it to be. Let's go ahead and trim. And this time I will use a cutting edge, because you'll see that if I trim this circle off here, this line off here, it's going to leave me with an extra little portion there. So I'm going to use a cutting edge just to make sure that it trims it off correctly. So I'm in the trim command. I'm going to select the word cutting edge. I'll select this circle here. Go ahead and hit enter. And then I'll trim off this portion. So here and here. Go ahead and hit escape. Now you can see that that line does not stop here at this first circle. It goes all the way back to what I need. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at putting the other circle that's on this side. So let's go back to a circle. Radius circle. Let's go ahead and click on this endpoint. And this has a radius of 45. Sorry, not 90. 45. Let's go ahead and trim back to here. Once again, I'm going to use that same trimming function. So I'm going to go to trim. I'm going to go and define my cutting edges, which is going to be this circle and these two lines. The reason I'm selecting those two lines is because it'll let me go ahead and trim off these two lines and this circle on the outside in one shot. Go ahead and hit enter. And now what I'm going to do is trim off these lines. I'll trim off this circle, and I'm also going to trim off this part of this circle. Okay? Go ahead and hit the escape button. Now you see that I do have that shape. Let's go ahead and put a circle that has a diameter of 20 at the center of this circle. So I'll choose circle, center diameter. Once again, I always got to touch that circle, and you can see that that center is not necessarily on this arc of this circle. So make sure that you find the center of it. I'll click here. The diameter of that circle is 20. Alright, so now I have this created. What I'm going to do next is that I'm going to make sure that I join these lines together. So I'm just going to select all of these lines here, and then I'm going to join them together. You can either type in J on your keyboard and hit enter, or you can select the join icon. So I already have them pre-selected. I'll select join, and then here at the bottom I'm reading that it is converted into one polyline. So therefore I have one polyline here. Let's go ahead and use the array command. I'm going to select the drop down next to it and choose the polar option. Now I'm going to select this arc and this circle. Go ahead and hit enter. What I need to do now is select the center point or the axis of revolution, and I'm going to pick this center here. And now you're going to see them all appear. Now, one thing I want you to make sure is that you turn the associativity off on here. If you leave it on, you're going to have to come back and explode it. So it's just easier just to leave it off. I'll go ahead and hit close array. And now, when I go to trim, I'm going to select these as my cutting edges. So when I go to trim, cutting edges, what I'm going to do is select all of these things here. I'll just kind of quickly select these. So I have just those. Go ahead and hit enter once you define those cutting edges. And therefore, when I trim in between these, it would stop right in between them. So it's going to go ahead and trim all the way out in between those. Alright, go ahead and hit the escape button. And I think we got everything on this one covered. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for more videos like this. If there's something that you want me to do, please leave me a comment or go ahead and hit the share and like button. What I'm going to attempt to do next on some of these shapes that I've already created is go ahead and put them on a title block and explain some dimensioning to you. And I don't know if you know this, but in AutoCAD there's kind of 3 different ways of creating drawings or putting them in title blocks, and I'll try to explain them to you using this video here as an example and some of my other works. Okay, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed looking at this and see what I'm up to next. Thank you for watching.